You always gotta love sports analysts, right? But today we're gonna be looking at more than just one sports analyst. So here's how the Bengals 2023 NFL Draft went. First round, they got Myles Murphy. The second round, they got DJ Turner. The third round, they got Jordan Battle. The fourth round, they got Charlie Jones. Fifth round, they got Chase Brown. Sixth round, they got Andre. Sixth round, they got Brad Robbins. And seventh round, they got DJ Ivy. Now, in my opinion, I rate this draft an A+. Because, in all honesty, how I look at this draft going into the draft, right? Because, yes, they did not get tight ends. They also didn't go early on running back. And they also did not get the players I wanted. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? Because at the end of the day, they got their best players at every single round on their board. So, again, we have players that we love, but that's not always the best player available on the Bengals board. So starting off right away, Myles Murphy is an absolute monster. Guy can play any position you need him to play. He even said in his interview that he could also he could drop back into coverage. So this guy can literally cover, plus be put in any position possible in the defensive line or linebacker position. He is the best rotational piece you could have gotten, and honestly, he probably should have went way earlier than he did if not for injuries. Round 2. You get yourself the solidified last piece you need to fix your secondary, right? You already got Cheeto, you got Tam Taylor-Britt, you got Mike Hilton. Now you have that final piece. Sidney Jones was going to try to be that final piece, but now you don't even have to worry about a what if. Now you have yourself a stud player in that position. I love that pick. Charlie Jones. Here's the thing about this pick, and again, why I love this pick is because of the fact this guy is going to give you a possible Tyler Boyd replacement in the future. But if not, he's just a solid big guy. He's not really as much of a speedster, but he's a guy who's going to outbox people. And that's why we loved Darnell Washington so much, was because we wanted someone who's going to outbox someone in the red zone. And that's where you get Charles Jones, and why he is so good is because he can outbox people. He's also 24 years old, so he's a little bit more, mature and up there in age when it comes to skill sets, which is always awesome. Number 5, Chase Brown. Here's the biggest knock on him. He had 8 fumbles in college on 600 carries. And that is the only problem with him. Other than that, the guy can catch the football. He's a speed demon. He is fast as molasses. Nobody can catch him. I love the pick. And then the last 3 were just late round picks. It is what it is. The punter is because we're going to see Drew Chrisman and Huber go. So now you have your new punter for the future. Mel Kiper, who has been very much known for criticizing everyone, actually gave the Bengals an A pick. Here's what he had to say. I was a little surprised by the Bengals' choice to take edge rusher Myles Murphy in the first round, if only because there were solid tight end, safeties, and corners available. Credit to them for not reaching for a direct need, though, as a team can never have too many pass rushers. Murphy likely will slot in as a rotational piece behind Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard as a rookie, but Murphy's going to make an impact. I like his chances to be a starter in 2024 and beyond. And that's why they got him. Again, he is eventually going to become a starter, and he is mastering his game based on Myles Garrett, which is actually going to look really good if he becomes like Myles Garrett in the future. Now, here's my takeaway from Mel Kiper's response here. Yes, at the end of the day, was Michael Mayer on the board when the Bengals picked? Yes. Was Joey Porter Jr. still available? Yes. Was Brian Branch still available? Yes. There was a lot of players that were still available. But again, this guy was supposed to go within the top 15 picks. If not for injury, he would have been a top 15 pick. So it's one of those situations where it's like, well, yes, you have some other players available that might fit your team needs a tad bit. Pass rusher was still always on the table. This is why we talked about Yannick Ngakoue so much. I know it wasn't talked about as much a pass rusher for this team, but they were 28th after getting at the quarterback last year. They need to cause turnovers to give Joe the ball more and give him the ball in really good situations. This is why you go get Myles Murphy. Yeah, well, yes, a tight end like, not Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid was available. I don't know if they would have picked Myles Murphy over Dalton Kincaid. But for Michael Mayer, well, yes, I know he's a really great tight end. They believe in Irv Smith. They believe Irv Smith can stay healthy and get the job done. Obviously, Joey Porter, you love him, but again, they believe in their corners. Cheeto comes back healthy. Cam Taylor-Britt, Mike Hilton, and then eventually, DJ Turner now, right? So they believe in that guy. Brian Branch, they believe Dax can take a next step forward. Nick Scott, and they also went Jordan Battle in this draft. So there's a lot of players, the what ifs. Well, they should have taken this guy, this guy, this guy. The best player on the board was Miles Murphy. I completely forgot his name for a second. Miles Murphy, which is why they went with him. And in the end of the day, again, to a lot of experts, he was the best player available. Not just the Bengals. To a lot of experts, he was the best player available. NFL.com Chad Reuter, grade A-. The Bengals patiently waited for 3 potential early starters on defense to fall into their laps. Murphy brings power and flashes of quickness off the edge. Turner's speed and aggressiveness were worthy of a late second round, and Battles a solid all-round safety. That's why I love Battles so much, is because he's good in the run support and he's also really good in coverage. A quick, reliable slot receiver and kick returner, Jones turned his transfer from Iowa to Purdue into a 4th-round draft selection. Andre has the potential to be a deep threat. Brown's toughness inside and vision to bust through creases met the team's need for running back depth. They did not select a tight end, but picked the most consistent punter in the draft. And again, the tight end was never the best player on the board. That's why they didn't go with him. Pro Football Focus, grade A. Murphy looks like a future top 5 pick after a freshman season that saw him produce a 85.2 Pro Football Focus grade, but never really saw him progress beyond that. However, he produced a Pro Football Focus grade of at least 79 in each of the past 3 seasons, racked up 76 pressures over the last 2 years. Pro Football Network, grade B. Solid. That's the best way to describe the Cincinnati Bengals 2023 NFL draft class. They added size, strength, and on the defensive front with Clemson Miles Murphy. Speed at the cornerback position with DJ Turner, while bolstering the pass-catching options for Joe Burrow with the addition of Charles Jones and Andre, counterweighting the most positive selection with some reaches. The Ringer, B+. The Bengals have had a quite solid draft after focusing heavy on defense in the early rounds. They nabbed a long, super athletic edge rusher in the 1st round in Clemson's Miles Murphy, who should factor into the team's pass rushing rotation alongside Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, and Joseph right away, since he bolstered their secondary by grabbing a feisty and versatile corner in Michigan's DJ Turner, and later picked a tone-setting safety in Alabama's Jordan Battle. A duo that should augment a defensive backfield already headed by Dax Hill, Cam Taylor-Britt, Mike Hilton, and Cheeto. I think a couple of Cincinnati Day 3 picks could play roles early on, with Purdue wide receiver Charles Jones bringing slot receiving skills, and Illinois running back Chase Brown bringing a physical style on the ground. Sports Illustrated, B. The Bengals prioritized defense in the first 2 rounds of the draft. Cincinnati got a steal in Miles Murphy, who will pair with Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson to give coordinator Lou a terrific trio off the edge. In day 2, the Bengals added high-speed depth in the secondary, with Battle having a chance to start as a rookie alongside last year's first-round pick Dax Hill. On Saturday, the Bengals took chance on Jones, who broke out with Purdue after spending time with Buffalo and Iowa before transferring a second time. In 2022, he amazed 110 catches, 1,300 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Sports News. A. The Bengals let the draft come to them. From Duke Tobin and his scouting staff, it was only a mild surprise that the defense first led first to help Lou, but Murphy was a great first-round value to further their pass rush. Turner and Battle also can have a key coverage role right away. Given some free agents' departures, Jones a possession-based slot as well as Andre is thinking ahead to lose Tyler Boyd in 2024, while Brown gives them a nice option to pivot away from Joe Mixon. What USA Today had to say. Seems like your typical Cincy draft. Pretty much right down the fair line while addressing present needs and anticipating future ones. The first 3 selections were devoted to a 16th ranked defense with a secondary currently in transition. But first round Myles Murphy and third round Jordan Battle should get on the field early, while second round cornerback DJ Turner is a plus athlete. If a project would get some development time, 5th round Chase Brown, a second all-time All-Big Ten pick last year, after racking up nearly 1,900 yards from scrimmage, could push Joe Mixon. And again, like I said, I love this draft more than anything. I think all these picks were absolutely great picks. Keep in mind there will still be a second wave of free agency plus undrafted free agents that will be signed. And who knows, maybe one of those guys will end up becoming a stud for the Cincinnati Bengals. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.